Well, it's a beautiful Sunday afternoon here, April 18th, 2021. Grattu Orloff television program coming at you on the Grattu Orloff Inspirational Network. Up here in the theater room, Comic Crypt of Castle Hills. Uh, he just put up a cool video, but I'll have to watch that after this. Well, I'm up here in the theater room. I think I said that. This is room 2. This is where I've been moving the records into. And I'm kind of multitasking. I've been moving furniture while watching movies on the big screen. And also, on my wife's tablet, I'm listening to Mr. Quintron. And I'm actually recording this downstairs too. It's episode 4 of his show Big Oregon Moments. And not Oregon, the state, Oregon. And Mr. Quintron does this every Sunday at 1 o'clock. And so you should tune in to his channel. By the time you watch this, his live stream is probably going to be over, but he'll have it up where you can watch today's episode. You should tune in and listen to his... this is the 4th episode. You should watch the first 3 as well. Amazing music. Well, so, do any of you live in Indiana, or close to Indiana, or know anyone that's ever lived there and could tell me stories about it? Because I'm seeing a cool house that we could move to, and it has like over 3,000 square feet upstairs, downstairs like 5,000 square feet. It used to be a funeral home. And as a basement, and as a detached garage, and it would, it's really cool looking. And it would be a great place to have a museum and an arcade, and we could even have a little comic convention on the downstairs. You know, there's plenty of parking. But I don't know how many of you live anywhere near that part of the country. Looking up the crime in this city, it's you know, an area of, you look up, you type in the name of a city into the search engine, and you'll get Neighborhood Scout, and you'll get Area Vibes, and it'll tell you about the community and the number of burglaries and murders and all the horrible things that people can do to another human beings. And this place has a B- that now we're looking at. But where I'm living now is an F in crime. So I just like, it's not far, I think it's 40 miles from Indianapolis. So tell me what you know about all that down below or whatever. So, still continuing to organize, and yeah, really cool music. He's DJing out of New Orleans live on the internet. Okay, so what do we have here? Here's a picture I need to hang on the wall behind me. But I have all these photocopies, things that could easily be thrown into a frame from the dollar store, and you wind up with cool things to decorate. Because I'm going to have more walls. If we get this place, we could potentially pay for it with cash, and wind up with $150,000 in cash left over. And that my wife and I could get new cars, and we wouldn't have to worry about medical bills. And right now I'm really it's been a couple of months since I even set foot in a comic book store. I'm trying to not buy anything. The only thing I bought was a spindle of DVD-Rs, because I'm really addicted to recording stuff off YouTube with my DVD recorder. But I haven't been buying anything, and it's been we got down to hardly any. You know, it's my birthday's in 2 days, but I don't anticipate we're gonna, you know, it's time. We don't get paid. I don't get paid my retirement till the April 30th. So anyway, whatever. So, but I'm excited about this one. Hopefully this will pan out. I'll call about it tomorrow. So anyway, I've got all these photocopies I'm looking at. Like, which one should I frame? Maybe you guys can give me some advice. Here's something that I copied that is like an ad bill. Night Tiger comments. He put sweet A-OK. It disappeared before I could read the rest of it. He's commenting on the Act of Kindness package I got yesterday from Graphic Man, which was really cool. Yeah, I've got several copies of this. You know what I ought to do is pull the best one, and then the extra copies I can put into A-OK packages myself, right? Because I need to start reciprocating A-OKs to people. So this is a potential. Let's put this over here. Yeah, so we're in a movie theater today. Remember this? This is what I saw right before a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away first appeared on the screen before me in the summer of '77. The General, that's what, for those of you younger, that's how General Cinemas always started their, let's see what's coming up next. Our feature presentation. Alright, so our feature presentation is some hi-fi, stereophonic, wonderful music. Let's keep looking at pictures. Okay, it's a class. Sweet A-OK. The artist on those mini comics looks similar to that of the... Okay, I couldn't read the whole thing. This is a class from the 50s.
Howdy, this is Steve Allen here to show you that Packard Bell Space Age Stereo offers the most perfectly balanced stereophonic reproduction. You hear the direction.
Here's another class.
You almost see musicians in their exact locations on the bandstand. For example, now
I'll save one.
Particular direction. Now I'm over here with the Packard Bell.
I got tons of them, man. Why did I print so many?
And here I am in the center. And now for a musical demonstration of stereophonic separation from both sides, as well as from the center. Let's listen to Lawrence Welk, just as if we were right there at the Hollywood Palladium.
That's pretty good. Why do I always talk badly about Lawrence Welk? What's wrong with me? All right. What is this book? Oh, it's some book I got cheap somewhere, lost in the imagination. Just got kind of cool illustrations on it. Let's put this over here. Here's I printed this for my wife, who's she's a licensed cosmetologist. This is an old ad for these heads that you practice on. When you're cutting hair, they actually have human hair on them, so you don't mess up a real person when you're training. This is a cool that might be worth framing. I'm going to put the ones most worth framing on the top. Here's my beloved dog Daisy. I adopted her when she was 6 years old in 2006, and she was with me until just a few years ago. And she was a wonderful beagle, a beautiful, beautiful soul. Here's Gronk. Definitely worth framing. I have an extra, I'll put it over here. Maybe someone will want that in an AOK package. Here's an ad for Mow 'em Down. Machine gun. Let me move up a little closer. It's a witch. I've got several of these. I'll put the extras in the pile so I have, you know, padding for AOK packages. AOK means act of kindness. I don't know who coined that acronym AOK, but it seems to be a cool thing that people in the YouTube comic book community like to do. They send each other surprise packages filled with cool stuff.
In front of you are 3 beach
And that's neat.
seconds of the native ceremonial
You know,
followed by a demonstration of the infidelity
I like to think of it as the comic book neighborhood, but
steel guitar.
the word community is already stuck, so I can't change that. I like the idea of neighborhood more than community. Community has this communist taint to that word. I don't know, community organizer and communism. Neighborhood sounds so much better. Here's a cool little photo I could throw in a frame. It would look really cool. Kind of looks like my paternal grandmother. This is the star of the sitcom, well, one of, you know, part of the cast of the sitcom Make Room for Daddy. Noreen Corcoran, I believe is her name. So maybe I'll throw that in the frame. Here's this outer space alien woman that fell in love with Dr. Smith for some mystifying reason.
The Christmas season is celebrated all over the world and in many different ways, depending on deep-rooted legend.
Let's go.
The Greeks carried a torch for Christmas. They were the first to use
I don't have a working printer right now. I need to get one. That's something I can get. Another thing we could do if we have all that extra money is go on vacations, because my wife's really getting stir crazy.
used in Scandinavia because it sparks magical powers are credited to the charm ash in many countries. In France, ashes under the bed protect the house from
Here's
light. In Holland,
Here's
the children
Vampira.
put their wooden shoes in front of the fireplace. In Spain, the children put their shoes at the window. And here's an American tradition which Santa Claus has taken a liking to. Yes, there are different ways of observing Christmas, but its message is always the same all over the world. Peace on earth, goodwill to all men.
You can also cut these pictures down and put them as art in a jewel case for a CD you make, or if you still make audio cassettes, you can you know, cut a little portion out and fit it into the shell. That might be good to frame for this record room. I may try that. Hold on one moment. I have a frame over here. You know, you can go to like Family Dollar, Dollar Tree, or whatever. No, Dollar Tree, I think, is the one where things actually cost $1, and you can get a whole bunch of frames and frame up a bunch of pictures. And if you print them on a nice enough printer, once they're under glass, they almost look like real photographs. Alright, so then we got a framed little picture we can put over here.
We join the chorus of greetings and extend our best wishes for your health and for a very, very
Well, I appreciate you guys joining me today in this up in the movie theater room. I've been moving furniture all day, and this is my first chance to kind of relax. Here's Robin's utility belt.
the most horrifying motion picture I have ever seen. This film is positively ruthless in its attempt to drive you right.
This would look good framed. And Nancy,
Everything it sets out to do with brilliance and unparalleled terror.
is becoming a beatnik.
This is the horror movie to end them all.
See, I've got a bunch of these, and this would be something that, you know, Graphic Man, if you've seen the tour of his home on his YouTube channel, he has really great Charlie Brown, early Charlie Brown comic strips framed up in his bathroom. They're copies of original art that I guess was auctioned off at some point, and he's got really good scans, and it looks like they're frames of the original art there, with you know, comic book oriented kind of yeah, it's great. It's like Charlie Brown saying, I love you, talking to some girl, I love you for your mind and your soul and your amazing comic book collection. And you know, so that's perfect artwork to be up in a comic book collector's home. Man, you gotta subscribe to his channel. I saw that he sent me an act of kindness package yesterday, and I said to everybody, go subscribe to his channel, and 4 people did, because I see it went up from 44 to 48, but every person that's subscribed to this channel should be subscribed to Graphic Man. If you're subscribed to this channel, you should be subscribed to Man Bear Pig. I don't think he's hit 40 subscribers yet. You gotta help these people out because they're great. Man Bear Pig just lucked into the Incredible Hulk number 5 and 6. Just walked into his local comic shop. Hey, I think you'd like these. You know. Wow. So that's cool. Oh, this is one I've got to frame. I've always loved this picture of these girls boxing on a rooftop. It's just, that's great. And I'm going to put one in the stack to frame. And I've got 1, 2, how many did I print?
So, join them.
I got 3 more. Looks like I only have one of these cool space girls.
It's bigger than a battleship, faster than a jet plane. It's the Flying Beast from 17 million years ago. A winged monster attacking the Earth, ravaging city after city.
The Giant Claw. That's a cool movie. And even cooler is Mara Corday. Beautiful actress. My friend Tom, who passed away a few years ago, when he lived out in LA working in the film industry, I'm not sure what Mara Corday's son was someone he worked with. He became good friends with her and with him, with his, and I think he met Mara Corday. But this says, neither beast nor man. What? Wouldn't this look good framed in a restroom? I mean, come on. And I have 2 copies. So one goes in my pile to be framed, and one will possibly be sent out to some lucky Gratu person. And if you don't live in Indiana, would you go visit there if I had this giant museum? And you'd be able to sleep there. You wouldn't have to get a hotel room, because this house, we're crowded in this 2,500 square foot room with half a garage converted into a room, but we wouldn't be crowded there. No, I don't think so. So anyway, you got to tell me what you think of this idea. This is cool. This would be a good framed up thing for a record room. I only have one of that one though. Okay, I have 2 copies of this. Damn, that's amazing. Damn. I'll put that over here. One for the wall, one for a pile of Gratu.
The popcorn can't be beat. The sparkling drinks are just dandy. The chocolate bars.
Here's a sticker indicating that the Gratu International Building of Trade is a safe space. So, if any of you are upset, you can find a refuge here, and we'll listen to all your problems. All right. I only have one of this. All right. Elvis Presley, shopping for records. Elvis Presley listening to a record very intently. Ah, look at this. Is this cool or what? From The Mask of Fu Manchu, there's Boris Karloff and Myrna Loy playing his daughter. Myrna Loy is amazing. I'll save one. Okay. Captain Marvel. Super shock troops for the Army will soon be in action. What does that say? Vitamins are the magic that produce them. Okay, so Captain Marvel's looking over the super soldiers of the future. Alright.
Focused on a lot of my favorite organists who happen to be female. Ethel Smith, Rosa Rio, Cherry
I guess he's
Garner.
interviewing someone now.
Introduced me to
This
somebody
is
I've
what you
never
need to...
heard of before.
Shit.
It's probably because she moved to
This is what you need to look up.
Paris in her 20s and really never had a career in the States, but that's Rhoda Scott. And
Yeah,
she's still around and playing, huh?
yeah. But I haven't, I mean, she's still in
Big
Paris,
organ
but I haven't-
moments. What the hell?
I haven't seen her here in Sweden, and I never saw her live actually, but I've just seen her online.
How about Barbara Dennerlein? I don't know how to say her name.
Oh, yeah. That's another...
Everybody loves pizza, the worldwide taste treat. And no one makes more delicious pizza than you'll get in our snack box. Pizza, please.
This is cool.
Freshly baked to your order, served crisp and piping hot, skillfully prepared with a delicious combination of mozzarella, provolone, and mild cheeses. In our full individual size, with our deluxe sauce that's lip-smacking good. Yes, everybody loves pizza. Join the crowd in it for the snack box.
I love pizza.
Everybody orders that delicious
They need to stop talking about pizza. I am starving. I love cheeseburgers too. I don't think I ever ate anything at the Kmart grill. 93 cents for a cheeseburger plate with coleslaw, french fries, and a 10-cent Coke. Would you trust this man to prepare your burger?
Only the second James Bond thriller could be more exciting than the first.
Oh boy.
Take a look. You should remember.
And how far? You know what I've always wanted to go visit is, it's in Wisconsin. It's the House on the Rock.
And half the world is out to kill him
That's.
as he pits his murderous talents against the Iron Curtain.
Oh, look at this band.
You're one of the most beautiful girls I've ever seen. It's the right size. For me, that is.
Here are photos of me.
From Russia with
How about that?
Tatiana, Faith.
Amazing.
From the four corners of the world come the
This is my beloved cat Princess on the day that I adopted her, sitting there on the kitchen table. She passed away within a month or two of my dog Daisy. They gave her roll up your sleever for rabies at the vet, and it just, which she didn't need because she's an indoor cat, and within a little over a day she passed away.
double cross.
Oh, this picture would be worth framing.
They dance for him. They yearn for him. They die for him. From Zagreb to Sofia, from Venice to Istanbul, from Paris to London.
Here's another
each
great photo.
celebrates an inimitable path through the palaces and boudoirs of espionage.
See, you can't frame all those pictures, Gratu. Are you mad? Well, first of all, I am slightly mad. But if I have 12,000 square feet, actually I might be able to. But I probably would want to, print them a little bit better, like on glossy paper. I just got to get a really deluxe printer. Well, those things have come down in price so much that they're affordable now. See, this is the kind of thing that Graphic Man has framed. Cool little comic strips like this. This one is, of course, be good for a record room. How many of you have multiple collections? Probably everyone tuned into this is a comic book collector, because this is mainly a comic book channel, although I haven't dealt with comic books in a couple of weeks on this channel. I haven't really lost subscribers. I seem to have about the same number of viewers, but I'm just wondering how many of you collect like comics, posters, records. Most of you probably collect toys, and then cards. Oh, I finally got to see the Spinnerack Studios home tour. It's been up for several days, and I didn't know it, but I'd been eagerly looking forward to it, and I just somehow it popped up online. I didn't see it. It's just spectacular. He and his wife collect everything for every holiday, and it's like in their house it's every holiday all year, which I appreciate, and it's just very elegant and tasteful. And then, of course, he lives in the perfect place to preserve comics in Colorado, where, you know, the Mile High collection was preserved. I mean, it's just the perfect environmental situation. I don't know. What is Indiana? Is probably not. Texas, well, I see a lot of comics in comic stores from, you know, that have really turned brown because they were stored in attics in the extreme Texas heat. At least it's not real humid in this part of Texas. But certain parts of the United States are better for comic books. And that means that the comics that you find in stores, in comic stores in certain parts of the country, are going to be in better shape, I would think. There's the 1947 National Honor Society. That's good. There's cheerleaders from a school in Fort Worth. Now let's see. I have two of that one. So one here, one here. Oh, my friend Gerald that comes over here once a week is a big GTO guy. He has a GTO Judge. He's got his mom's got a GTO convertible from. I mean, they've got in their yard. They've got all these GTOs. They live in a double wide out in the middle of the country, and they've got like enough cars on their lot that it could be like a drive-in theater. They're not all drivable, but so what I'm going to do is save one for myself and put one in a $1 frame and give it to my friend when next time he comes, because you know, he paid for our dinner on a Friday night, and that was so cool. And it's a kind of an expensive restaurant. At least for me, it's expensive. Isn't that cool? Oh, but I have more of it. See, I have several more copies of that picture, so they go over here in this pile.
I want to thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for attending the 3rd International Conference on Science and Technology this afternoon.
Oh, look at how cool this is. I have two copies. One goes here, one goes right here. Ooh, look at this. Promotional display for tiki torches.
We have a problem here.
This is a this is a really good picture for an Elvis fans wall. Here's a theatrical commercial for Dig Dug. It was like the only video game I was ever really good at. And actually I probably wasn't that good at it, but I felt like when I put a quarter in it back in the 80s that I was playing for more than just a few seconds. I could go through multiple screens. It made me feel like I kind of knew what I was doing. And I know it's a very wimpy video game, but most of those games like Galaga and Stargate, I could never master those. They'd have me knocked out within a few seconds. Okay. This is a cool picture. I have two of that one. This is great Carolyn Jones picture.
New York City skyline offers a warm welcome, and warmest of all are the spires of Lowe's 8th
I think that's from House of Wax.
The towering Americana.
Oh, see, this is perfect because this is the kind of thing. Wonder how many are printed. That, you know, Charlie Brown, early Charlie Brown, going through the violent comics. And he's saying, I'm discouraged today, and when I get discouraged, a comic magazine is the only thing that will revive me. And it's just for the kiddies, and you can see they've got Choke, Crush, Murder, Stab.
The wonderful world of Lowe's New York hotels, the Regency, the Americana, the City Squire, any of these. They're all Lowe's, each different.
Yeah.
And one of them was made just for you. For immediate confirmed reservations, see your travel agent or call your local Lowe's office.
This is cool.
Whatever you have imagined in your wildest dreams now becomes a visual reality. As Jules Verne's most fantastic adventure in space and time becomes an amazing...
This looks better at night. Trust me, and when you don't have a blazing light, then the screen looks better. Trust me. Mysterious Island. Is he still going? Because it's... I could frame this and make it a gift for my wife. Put that there. Over here. This is perfect for a little small frame.
Also starring Herbert Lom as the mysterious Captain Nemo and his fabulous submarine, the Nautilus.
Aren't we able to do anything to change our service?
Boy,
Super Dynamation, newest and
I have good memories of this supermarket, Piggly Wiggly. Anyway. this over a little closer. Piggly Wiggly was in San Antonio. I think it was the first major grocery store as we know them today. I think so. Damn. I've got you guys on top of a Spider-Man pillow, and it's okay. Look at those prices. What is this ridiculousness? Part of what I'm doing is also throwing away stuff I don't need. Oh, this is cool. This guy's printed this. This guy wrote an article about Robert Bell's comic shop. It says the most amazing thing we'd ever seen. Remember this ad from the comics? It kind of looks like Thor until you look closely and see he has bees all over him. The letter B. Robert Bell. This is from September 16th, 2017. One of the moments that pointed Jim Hanley toward a life in comics was a trip to Woodside, Queens in 1968, where he saw something unbelievable. A comic book shop. It was the most amazing thing we'd ever seen, he told me. We went there in the elevated train to the store, and as we get there, there's a window, a display window, floor-to-ceiling comics. There was Action Comics 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, Superman 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 5, Marvel Mystery 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I have a lot to say about Hanley, who would go on to co-own the Jim Hanley's Universe stores in the New York area, but right now I want to focus on the man who operated that store in Queens. His name is Robert Bell, and he has an incredible story that I touch on in my book. Blah, blah, blah. He opened the business in 1961. When he was 18, it was called Victory Thrift Shop. You could probably just Google this or whatever. It's Dan Girino. Just type in Robert Bell's comic store. There's not going to be that many articles on the internet on Robert Bell. Because me just reading this to you, you know, I don't think you tuned in for like CNN or something. Neighbors fed up with bagpipes blasting from McDonald's on Broadway. There's a McDonald's in Dallas that used to in downtown that used to play real loud classical music into the parking lot to keep gangbangers from hanging out in the parking lot, because they just couldn't stand there and be cool with that kind of music playing. And so it made them move along rather quickly, kind of like Raid gets rid of cockroaches. Alright. This is Hedy Lamarr, who is, to a large extent, responsible for your cell phone. Her brilliant woman, not just a movie star. She basically came up with the idea behind cell phones. Laya Deputy, who was a silent movie actress. I did a painting once based on this photograph. I no longer have the painting, but I have an early an early version of the painting. I still have that. The other one I gave away. And it actually survived a fire. So, acrylic paint, you know, just wash the smoke right off of it. You might see this photo around. It's not real. I mean, it's Boris Karloff with his granddaughter, I guess, but in the real photograph, the comics there were more tame, funny animal type comics. It was someone very convincingly and did a great job putting in horror comics there, which makes it the photo kind of fun because Boris Karloff was a horror star. But that's be a good little thing in a frame in a comic book room. That's a great picture. And we got a Mighty Mouse cartoon playing. Wait, is this show still going? It's starting to spin.
These two, so, but we like to become a robot like hell, you know, like fuck,
There's a spook show ad. Oh, this is cool. Holy cats. Pussycat. Leslie Gore sings her new hit California Nights as she performs with Catwoman on the Batman show January 19th on ABC TV. Now, originally, the way the script was originally written, she was supposed to play Poison Ivy, but instead they decided to make her like a little sidekick of Catwoman called Pussycat. Don't ask me why, but that would have been Poison Ivy appearing on the 1960s Batman TV show. Something that never happened. She would have been great for it. Leslie Gore was. They always cut out when, you know, a lot of times in the syndicated version of that episode of Batman, they'll cut out when she sings, just so they can fit more commercial time in. This is the '66 Marvel Superheroes cartoon out of Canada that was so great that I'm wanting a complete set of all of them. That's my goal right now. I wish that Disney would release them, but they're too busy being social justice warriors to actually do something productive. This beautiful photograph, definitely worthy of being framed, but I printed a bunch of them. Like a bunch. Okay, let me go over there. Here's a... Now, Gratu Orloff. You're seeing Gratu Orloff's human form, but when I'm not concentrating, I revert to, I look more like this, being from Mars. And so this is me, and that's my brother, and this is our band from the 80s. And so the Gratu Orloff band. And there's Lee Harvey in the background. I have a all about Iron Man. Welcome to Disneyland. This would look cool, frame. Beware a Werewolf of London. That's a good one. This is the year to get Dodge fever with the new 1968 Charger. When you could get a new car for $3,000. But everything was relative. I mean, people made less money. Chimpanzees reading comic books are always good imagery, worthy of being framed. Very tasteful. This is my beautiful dog Daisy. Yeah, these old comic book ads look really cool framed.
I'm sure you know that. One of the events. Yeah.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, time for the show. Once again, thank you for coming to our theater tonight. Have an enjoyable evening. The refreshment stand will remain open for a short time.
All right.
Taking a snack or cold drink. We'll make an announcement before the
Sure wish that movie theater they were selling in Alabama could have been a thing. It's just that wasn't financially a doable thing because of how much it was, the price of it, and how much it would have cost to restore the section that we would be living in. It just wouldn't have been doable. But owning a movie theater would be a fun thing to do. Oh, I got 2 of this Batman picture. Alright, one of those will go over here. Alright. What is in here? Oh, this is from a few years ago. I wrote down the safest states. I found that somewhere. Maine, Vermont, New Hampshire. Indiana's not on there. The only song I can think of about Indiana, it's someone that's committed a crime. You know, Indiana wants me. Lord, I can't go back there. I think my wife just sent me a message that she has a headache. Let me I need to go down and see how she's doing. Let me let you guys watch the movies while I go down and see what's up with her and whether or not I need to end the show or. Let's see. Hold on. right back.
A 7-year-old son of a friend of mine who had a very strange accident, and the accident is so weird that it didn't happen on the street but in the forest, that it's hard to believe, but unfortunately this child died, and this was insane for me. Really unbelievable, but I have the feeling that at the moment a lot of
It's like dreaming in color. It's like living a storybook adventure beyond your wildest imagination. From the North Pole of Fantasyland comes a feature-length fable with the most enchanting characters in the whole wide world. Headed by the white-whiskered fellow who's the granddaddy of them all. Now, a magic motion picture transports you to an over-the-rainbow land, past the doors of Santa's towering castle and the strange, mysterious, all-seeing eye, into a fantastic crystal laboratory filled with weird and wonderful secrets no one has ever seen before. You'll see them all, and you'll discover how Santa can watch every child on Earth and every good or bad thing they do. Now meet Merlin, the Wizard of Wizards, the miracle man of the ages.
Two for the show. Away we go. Hurry, Mr. Merlin. This is no time to play horses.
Come face to face with the devil himself, a mischievous demon determined to mess things up as much as he can.
It's yours. Nobody saw you take it to Peter. They have one, they won't miss it. What does one little doll matter, don't you see?
Leave it to that devilish trickster to sidetrack Santa up a tree. Watch the jolly hijinks of Santa Claus as he decides to fight fire with fire.
Oh ho, a cannon. Ouch! Oh! Oh!
You won't want to miss the entertainment wonder of the ages, the treat of a lifetime for anyone who has ever believed there really is a Santa Claus.
It's almost day, and Santa Claus hasn't come.
Sleep now, darling. Sleep now and you will see. Maybe when you wake up you'll find it, darling.
You'll see more wonders than you can wave a wand at as a dazzling panorama unfolds before your startled eyes. Everybody, but everybody, is going to our Ghost A-Go-Go show. Already the spooks are swinging, the witches are winging, the haunts are on the move. The monsters are swaying, the ghosts are saying, Welcome to our rock and roll Ghost to Go-Go show. It's a zany mixture of spooks and music with the beat. You may rock with chills or roll with the combos. But whatever you do, you'll have the time of your young life in our Ghost to Go-Go show. It's new, it's different, it's tough.
Did opportunity knock and you weren't home? Your girl run off with another guy? Your tires all flat? And your engine blown up?
Okay.
You haven't seen anything yet. Until you offend
A lot of radio things.
Well, I'm back.
Maybe
This could be the end of everything because
So, my wife's just waking up and she's got a real bad sinus headache. So I go in the other room, get her purse for headache pills, and then they weren't in that, so I had to get her in her other bag. And so, I'm gonna let her wake up. I'm gonna go down and help whatever I can do. You know, there's not much I can do because talking just hurts her head. One thing is, this neighborhood where we live used to be a pecan orchard. Well, it's still. They built the houses in the pecan orchard. There's still, you can see the pecan trees still lined up like they were before the houses were. And my wife's allergic to pecan trees, so the pollen. So might be, could be that's part of it. Here's a bunch of old folders. I don't know what's in them. Mad Balls folders. So you think you've got problems? Maybe, you know, your problems aren't as bad as having another ball vomit all over you. Let's see what I have in here. Oh, it's band flyers. This is when Hazel Adkins in the 80s performed in Austin at the Continental Club. The Bar of Soap in Dallas. It was a bar in front, and in the back it was a laundromat. So you could drink a beer you could while you're doing your laundry. And they also had pinball machines right in next to all the washing machines and dryers. So so it was a place to get drunk, play pinball, and clean all your clothes. So that was in Fair Park in Dallas. I was there for a long time. Theater Gallery, that was another old Dallas place. You know, I don't even know what some of these are just things I'd pick up because they were free in the record store, and they were there at the door, and I'd pick them up. Because the flyer looked interesting, because I've always been interested in advertising design, and so this is a cool flyer for the God Bullies. They were a good band. I've got 2 of them. So I must have stuck them in these. I've got a bunch of these folders here. I don't know what's in them. Here's a band called Shatner. And these little cartoons at the bottom, I bet they got them from an old 60s TV guide, maybe. I don't remember the name of that artist, but he used to do all kinds of celebrity caricatures for Broadway stars and TV stars. Here's a little advertising thing from Sinister Cinema, who used to sell VHS copies of and then later DVD copies of these movies that are kind of borderline public domain. I don't know what, this is just kind of an interesting design, so I picked up a few of those. What is this? I think, oh, it's a little newsletter, I guess. What is this? Oh, you tell me. It's like heavy metal devil worshiper wannabe kind of little thing.
Come inside for all your favorite music and motion picture entertainment. And look for special discounts at midnight where your WPLJ FM card will bring you great savings.
Somebody used Don Martin art on this one. Let's see, it says, let me put this back. Superior Ballroom. At first I thought it was a joke, because it says, when a brand new 1981 Ford Ranger. Then I realized this is probably from 1981, I guess. I'll have my wife translate that and see if that's real, or it has to be real. This is from July 16th, 1988, band Graceland. Fly High with Lithium Christmas. This was a friend of mine was in Lithium Christmas Theater Gallery. Elvis from Hell. John Battles comes out of the garage. Reverend Horton Heat was just like the opening act. That's when Reverend Horton Heat was first starting in Dallas. Remember Jason and the Scorchers? Teenage Tupelo. This is the premiere of the movie made by John Michael McCarthy out of Memphis, who's a comic book artist, and he'd make his own movies too, like Damselvis or Damselvis. Yeah, he made a comic book of this, and then he made a movie. That would be the thing. He'd make a comic book, and he was a really good artist. He is a really good artist, and then he'd make a film of it too. Here's a flyer for when Comic Book Confidential, which is a tremendous documentary, opened at the local art house, the Inwood. That's probably something I should frame for the comic room. Alright, so that's what's in this folder. So, that's cool. I didn't realize all that was in there. What do we have here? Oh, or no. This is a folder for Innocent Blood. Innocent Blood was a John Landis movie. And it's this vampire that goes after the mafia, like goes after gangsters. when I saw this, I thought this is the closest Hollywood's ever come to making a Vampirella movie, because you know, she's kind of a hero and she's a vampire. I just thought, you know, if they just had the Vampirella suit on her, it would be like a Vampirella movie. This was a centerfold from my magazine I used to do called The Sophisticate. This is something, I guess, from the Dallas Fantasy Fair. I don't know what it is. That was Dallas Fantasy Fair. It was a comic book convention, but... Oh, this was a flyer for Forbidden Books and Video. My friend Jason Cohen, who ran this place. This girl here, Iris Bristol, was a British model from the 50s and early 60s. Well, it was an amazing model. But it's got all the different coffees that he has, and it has the other stores that are around in that area, Expo Park. But it was a really great, it was a books video. You can check out videos, really obscure videos. It says, forbidden, where the atmosphere is tasteless, but the coffee isn't. I was never a coffee drinker, but I'd go there for the videos and the books, and he would also sell my magazine, The Sophisticate, there. Now he's got a store in Dallas called Curiosities, and it's a really good store. Actually, the Carpetbagger, who's a YouTube guy that travels around the country going to tourist destinations, he just went there like just a couple of days ago. He may still be in town. I got a ton of those flyers in here. So Jason, if you're watching this, I got about 10 of the original flyers for your store here. Here's a Garbage Pail Kids folder. Live Mike and Stormy Heather. Let's see what's in this one. Oh, this is a letter from someone that got my magazine in the mail. It says, "Dear Kenneth, number 14 was excellent." Okay, no, it says number 14 has excessive sex, way too many nude photos, absolutely disgusting. I hope it doesn't take you 6 months to find more. Yours, Dick Freeman. Okay, so he's a little funny note. This is a flyer I came up with for a party. Oh, this was going to be in Dallas, 1992. Yeah, I'd come up with these crazy flyers. August 15th, 1992. Psycho Freakout. I've got a Taco Bell bag with that horrible bad girl that really destroyed her career. There's a band called Chain Leak Fence performing at the Bar of Soap. Here's Olivia Newton-John fan club.
Round and round goes the wheel of candy refreshment, and where it stops is up to you. Whatever your choice, you win every time.
I'll tell a story about my friend Gerald. Hopefully he doesn't watch this video, but it's okay. My friend Gerald once said to me, you know, it's hard to believe that Olivia Newton-John and Elton John are brother and sister. And I just said, yeah, you're right. I didn't want to like say they're not brother and sister. I didn't want to be an asshole. Just let him cling to what he'd believed since the 1970s. There was no point in arguing. I just said, yeah, that's right. That's true. It is kind of hard to believe. Anyway. Well, it's a Red Cross little promotional folder for Third Eye, their album. And it's, you know, opens up. It's got a photo of the band. Right. But then I threw some other stuff in here. This is cool for those of you that are fans of Joe Riley. And I think Joe Riley's son watched at least a few of my videos. Joe Riley was the guy that created the TV show The Hypnotic Eye. There's a bunch of channels on the Roku box that just show exclusively The Hypnotic Eye. It was a public access show from the 90s that Joe Riley did. I helped out extensively with episode 2, but the rest of the episodes, it was all him, and I provide some video here and there. On IMDb, it has that I'm the co-creator of the show, and that's not true. I didn't even work on the show after the later episodes. I wasn't involved at all with, but he did base it somewhat, he told me, on the magazine I was doing called The Sophisticate. He said he wanted to do a video version of it, but no, that's his thing. But anyway, here's some. Are these original art? No, these are copies. Or are they? I don't have the... Yeah, these are copies. But anyway, this is artwork that he did for my magazine, The Sophisticate. He drew George of the Jungle. I guess I made copies of his original sketches. I don't think I kept the original toy. Yeah, these are definitely copies. And here's a letter from him. It's a letter from Joe Riley. Kenneth, I saw the best of The Sophisticate over at Eddie Holland's joint and ran out to Forbidden to snag my own copy. Yeah, somebody tells him fuck off. Loved it. I'm begging you for any back issues. I can make it worth your while. For instance, I have one of Criswell's albums from the early 60s. Criswell Predicts. I could make you a nice copy for trade. Or videotapes. I have goofy shit like Ultra 7 and other Japanese live action, Spanish monster stuff like Santo and the Blue Demon versus Dracula and the Wolfman in Spanish, the Brainiac and old 50s and 60s junk like the Uncut Flesh Eaters, Woods, Night of the Ghouls, and any of the Buchanan shit, Zontar, Eye Creatures, Mars Needs Women, etc. I have toys too, but not as many as Eddie, or as diverse. I have been trading a lot off too, but I guess it couldn't hurt to ask me if you're trying to find something in particular. Give a call or write. Thanks, Joe Riley. And there's his address. P.S. I draw my own mini comic if you want to trade for that. So that's how he first got into touch with me. And then here's another letter from him. It says, like, hey man, as I sit watching the Japanese letterboxed version of War of the Gargantuas, I mourn the final death of Uncle Herman. Gwen died after 179 years of darning his way through life. Was Fred Herman or was Herman Fred? He did love his smokes, though. He'll always be that tall, green punk rod member in a leather jacket smirking. Do you know if the services are to be held at Gateman, Goodbury, and Graves? I won't mourn much. I'll turn on the TV and there he'll be again. I looked through my records and decided to throw a couple of titles at you. Multiplication Rock, do you have this? Hard to find. What's New Pussycat? Great music. Or Dr. Goldfoot and the Girl Bombs. I found this still sealed. Enter the Dragon, Mission Impossible, the first record with the great in title music. The Uncle Floyd Show album, Space 1999, Westworld, Navajo Joe, obscure Burt Reynolds Italian Western, and Mad Max. I have a lot of weird things. Did you ever get a hold of that cool tape, Meet the Munsters, at one of those cons? I got one. As the Japanese stuff goes, I've got Ultra 7, Volume 1 and 2, Return of Ultraman, Volume 1, Ultraman Zophie, movie compilation, Ultraman Great, Volume 1 and 2, Ultra Taro, the movie, Sound is Low, Kakaida, Kamen Rider, Volume 5, Kamen Rider Amazon, Bloody with Weird Monsters, Zone Fighter, Volume 1 and 2, Turbo Ranger, Soul Brain, Kamen Rider, Sheen, recent movie, Spectre-Man, Volume 1, 2, 3, 4. That's right off the top of my head. Write me and let me know what you'd like, if you've got any Ratfink recordings, Munster recordings, or any other Funny Face recordings besides that first record. Then we can talk about that too. I have a couple of Funny Face iron-ons I'm willing to trade too. With it, watermelon, t-shirt size, lefty lemon, pocket size. That's all, Joe. Okay, wow. And this was a premiere of The Sore Losers. That was a movie Michael McCarthy did. Here's another flyer for that movie premiere. And then here's the official thing he made. I've got several copies of this to promote the Hypnotic Eye on TCI Cable Public Access. The Hypnotic Eye. And there's the eye puppet. What's he saying? A show that delivers visual satisfaction. On show 1, see Jackie Chan's visit to Dallas. Lots of kung fu fighting, a visit to Forbidden Books, and other nutty stuff. Fridays and Saturday nights at 11 p.m. on 25B. Yeah, I got several copies of that. And then he made this other promotional flyer where he has a little cut. You can cut out and make your own little puppet of him. It says, it's a flyer, it's a free puppet. It's a neat gimmick to get you to watch the TCI Cable Access show, The Hypnotic Eye, on 25B, Tuesday, Friday, and Saturday nights at 11 p.m. Yeah, he was a great guy. So, that's cool. Let's see. I've got a whole bunch of folders here I haven't gone through in probably decades. That's so long it's been. These are some people up in Denton that were running movies like 2000 Maniacs. Here's a party flyer I did for, I think I showed this to you before, Uncle Fester's birthday party bash. I got a bunch of copies of that.
The House of Wax.
Oh, and this is another party flyer.
Comes to the screen in stereo.
The politically incorrect party.
Vincent Price at his diabolical best will take you room by terrible room on a journey to the ultimate chamber of horrors. Stereovision 3D will synthesize before your eyes the terrifying reality of it all.
There's another party flyer I designed.
House of Wax.
My name is Emil Franchel, and I'm
Okay.
a psychologist specializing in hypnotism.
Here's another Garbage Pail Kids folder.
Preview of the most fantastic advance ever to be made in the history of motion picture entertainment, called Hypnovista. It is a psychological technique whereby you, seated in the auditorium, actually become part
Here's,
of the action you see on the screen. Let me show you something.
The Dallart Film Exchange. Can you even see that? These are movies. This was a list of movies available from the distributor if you were running a sleazy movie theater in the 60s.
How do you feel?
Fine, thank you.
Well, thank you, young lady.
Yeah, it's all, it's the Dallart Film Exchange. And this is real. This was in some shed with all these movie posters. The guy, yeah, it's a long story. These friends of ours showed up at a party and they said, we're getting all these Herschel Gordon Lewis and Russ Meyer posters from this guy that set up at a flea market in Fort Worth. So we went over, and it was this creepy old guy, and he had all these posters, and he was selling them all for $20 each, even though some of these posters were worth hundreds, if not more. This one says sex pictures. This is all the stuff that later came out from Something Weird. All right. So he knew if it had John Wayne or Marilyn Monroe on it, he needs to charge more. But all those 60s, he had no idea what they even were, and he was selling them real cheap. So he said, I've got more in a shed. And so my friend Tom and someone else went out to that shed, and it was just like film reels, old movie trailers, old movie posters, and I think that's where these came from, but I don't know, because I didn't go to that shed. These must have been just when I bought some posters. They were just kind of in with the posters, these flyers. But anyway, that's where we got some really cool posters, like the 2000 Maniac poster I had framed in the hallway came from there. And you know, my friend got a Faster Pussycat Kill Kill poster. This is it's an 80s school folder, but inside it looks like I've got a Playboy, probably Esquire, or is this Playboy? Yeah, it's Esquire. It's just 2 pages. You know, it could be framed at some point, but this folder is just keeping it flat. Here's another one of that same. See, I must have bought all the Garbage Pail Kid folders from whatever store. It's a flyer for Sailor Moon inside it. What else do we have here? It looks like it's a bunch of photocopies of Tijuana Bibles. Yeah, that's what it is. It's photocopies. I don't know where they came from of Tijuana Bibles, which are those dirty 1930s comic books. Oh, here's the instruction manual for Oscar the Grouch, who sometimes appears on this channel. This is from Christmas 1970. Christmas 1972, yeah, that's when I got this. But I've got the original instruction sheet. And the original instruction sheet for Bert. And here's Cookie Monster. But I don't know why I have two for Cookie Monster. That's weird. Because I've only got one Cookie Monster. Maybe they threw two in the box by accident. Oh, here's when Carl Perkins played at the Hard Rock Cafe.
Sir Cedric Harwood, Lionel Atwill, Ralph Bellamy, Bela Lugosi, Evelyn Ankers, Lon Chaney, in the gripping tale of a monster that
Okay. This is a band playing at Mad Hatter's Cafe in Fort Worth. Head Swim. They made it like an old comic book. I won a contest at Six Flags in 1978. February 28th, 1978. Congratulations, you have won the tickets to Six Flags Over Texas. You've won 2 tickets to Six Flags Over Texas as a winner of the Argyle Six Flags Mall promotion drawing. Your tickets can be used any day during the 1978 season, which ends. Okay, well, Argyle was this little, I think he was a dragon or something, or just a lizard or something. He was a little puppet, and he would just at Six Flags, you'd walk by, and the guy operating the puppet was down below, and he had some kind of way of seeing the crowd. Then he'd insult everyone in the crowd, and anyone walking by, it was like an insult comedian, this little puppet. And he came to the Six Flags Mall, and I must have entered some contest and wrote my name on something, so I won 2 tickets to Six Flags. Oh, here's Six Flags. Boy, how's that for a coincidence? This was not planned. I guarantee you it wasn't. Six Flags was a cool amusement park. But, you know how they dealt? It's called Six Flags Over Texas because there had been 6 flags that have flown over Texas. You know, it was France. It was part of Spain. It was then it became Mexico. Then Texas split away, became a country. Then Texas joined the United States. You've got the United States flag. Then Texas split away from the United States, so the Confederate flag, and then it all together is Six Flags. But anyway, so in the front of the park, you've got all 6 flags, and then each section of Texas history is represented, or was. It's kind of not that way anymore. But now, you know, they can't fly the Confederate flag because that became so controversial, you know, over the last few years. So now they just fly 6 American flags. So the whole original idea of Texas history has kind of been flushed down the commode. A lot of the cool rides I remember as a kid are long gone. It's mainly thrill rides, and I don't really... Oh, this folder here has all the Robert Tilton fan club stuff. It's my my friend ran a fan club because we thought Robert Tilton was so funny. We had our this is when the Potatoes, they were a local band, performed. It was Love That Bob. It was yeah. Potatoes, Reverend Bob, MC 900 Foot Jesus. Yeah, I mean, we were really into it, so much that people even tracked down his high school photo. Where is it? I just saw it. Do you remember this guy from the 80s? He was a televangelist, and he wanted you to send him money, and then if you had faith to send him money, then, you know, you would get lots of money back because you trusted in faith to send him the money. And then they found out that all the prayer requests that had been sent in were just thrown into dumpsters, and they found all the unopened mail in the dumpster, and that kind of ended his career. But this is the Robert Tilton Fan Club newsletter that my friend put out. So it's just a fun thing. I think I've got a complete run of the newsletter. Oh, look at that one. Yeah, that's from October 1991. Yeah, I saved all this stuff. He would speak in tongues and go, Basanda Batoto, Masito, and I still do that sometimes. Like, you've heard me do that Robert Tilton speaking in tongues if you watch this channel. Whenever I'm annoyed or I'm lifting furniture, I'll go, Basanda Batoto, Batakuta. Sometimes I'll do a combination of Robert Tilton and Greedo, you know, from the Cantina in Star Wars. Maybe he was speaking in tongues. Alright, this is an article about my uncle and his relationship with his dad, who was my grandfather, who was a professional baseball player. And what do we got here? Oh, it's what is her name? My mind is going on me. Sherilyn Fenn from Twin Peaks. These are pages from Playboy with Sherilyn Fenn, who was Sherilyn Fenn from Twin Peaks. Here's the folder of wow from of Catwoman. All right. Oh, this has got movie ads like for Frankenhooker movie promo. And telling you this movie's coming soon to the Inwood Theater. And then this was a band, some people I knew. Sleazy Mancini. And then little flyers for my friend's coffee shop. Well, this is when it was just books and video rental. The coffee shop came later. And then there was a store next door called Zombie Video Rental and Toys. And list all the movies that they had in stock. These are just like all the ads for the... when they had an anti-poetry night. This is a promo for the video rental and toy store coming. I used to go there multiple times a week. And that's a good half-hour drive. Bunch of flyers for another friend of mine's band, Duck Duck Annihilation. Just all kinds of flyers. They even had calendars. Here's the April calendar. I don't know much about this band, but a lot of people like it. Fugazi. There's a flyer for one of their bands. Or one of their shows, rather. Oh, and when I released this new issue of The Sophisticate, I had little flyers, like, come and get first copies of the new issue. This is when issue 16 was coming out, using anime or manga or whatever. And then this is release of the new issue of Sophisticate, and some friends had a magazine called Freak Me. So it was two different magazines were being released that night. And I did it in different colors and stuff. And here's one Sophisticate Release Party. See what happens after dark in Big D. That's when that issue came out with the clown. Yeah, man, I forgot I had these. It's good I looked in these folders. Here's another band flyer.
Take it smooth and easy.
Maybe I should look through the rest. This was a Britney Spears folder, but there's nothing in it. Okay, some Britney Spears folders with nothing in them. At least I don't think so. It's in this folder. Oh, these are the masters for some of these party flyers. You can see how I built them up with scissors and glue. Politically Incorrect Party, and how I altered the art. That was, and here's another flyer for another party I did. This is the original. Here's the original for this. The original for this. And a bunch of original flyer designs. Nothing to see there. This is another Garbage Pail Kids folder. This is all the bunch of flyers for T-Tex Edwards Band, the Swingin' Cornflake Killers. This has got quite a few. T-Tex Edwards. Tons of stuff there. Well, here's a, this looks like it's from high school, like from art class. Yeah, like little art thing. What is the date on this? February 4th, 1981. I think the art teacher just had us draw a sketch at the beginning of class every day. I'll show you those later if you want to see them. This is when is this from? I can't even, this is probably early 90s, this magazine. Dita Von Teese. This is Japanese magazine. But they read, you know, backwards. But it's just a Movie Monster magazine, you know, like us. But it's, you can look at the pictures, or you can read it if you can read Japanese. Here's an Alice Cooper program from a concert. Well, that's all those folders. I was wondering what was in them. Now I've satisfied my curiosity.
It's fun to get away. For millions of Americans,
Okay. We got sidetracked. We were looking at the safest states in the United States.
Whether it be a good book, good news, or a day at the theme park.
Let's see what else we've got here.
Theme parks play an important part in the psychology of living.
This is a cool ad. It would be good to be framed. This is probably 42nd Street. Look at this marquee. And this would look good framed behind a model kit of the Aurora Frankenstein. And for those of you that grew up seeing Star Trek on TVs like this is a cool blast from the past. I know I certainly did on a 1969 color Zenith television. That's how I first started watching Star Trek.
A child can manipulate time so that a moment becomes an unending adventure.
Old people.
As we grow older, the stress of daily life makes it more difficult to find
Batman with a batarang. That's a cool image. If the 60s TV show had been a little more film noir, I guess, because that's actually from, he's just standing, I guess, with the big, maybe the light of the bat signal behind him. This is art from one of the Mad paperbacks. I think Mad Strikes Back, or Utterly Mad, I'm not sure. This definitely needs to be framed. Damn, that's amazing. Boy, it's keen. A real metal rapid-firing G-Boy repeating cap pistol.
Through fantasy, you travel to many different places, different cultures, different times.
Merry Christmas from the Planet of the Apes. I gotta put that up at Christmas time. Well, it's already Christmas time. We've already established that, right? We already have our Christmas trees up. We need to have our Christmas trees up because it shows that we're going right along with the fantasy that everyone else accepts as reality. Is that cool or what? I think he just ended his organ show, so I need to go down and stop my recorder. So, might as well. Here, I'll let you guys watch the movies while I go do that.
We take our leisure in many ways. In laughter and in thrills. Theme parks take us away from reality to worlds of
So you may know the truth. A survey has shown that many people believe the new and important motion pictures will soon be seen on TV. Nothing could be further from the truth. In recent years, Hollywood has developed exciting new techniques. Cinemiracle, CinemaScope, Cinerama, Todeo, and stereophonic sound. None of these new techniques can be reproduced on TV.
Oh, I'm back.
TV can only show old movies in the old way.
My wife fell back asleep downstairs. She wasn't feeling well. So maybe I'll go a little bit longer on today's episode. And this would be a good time to remind you of our sponsor, Bubble Up. Get more out of life. Drink Bubble Up. It's a half quart. And remember, Fang is the breakfast drink for vampires. Alright, well, there's more Gratu Christmas pictures. A woman living here has registered to vote, thereby assuming responsibility of citizenship.
Please notice that exits are conveniently located at the front and rear of this auditorium. When leaving the theater, we suggest that the exit at the front of the auditorium will allow you easier access to the parking areas. Thank you.
This is from one of those Grand Guignol plays. Ultra bloody performances. This would look good in a record room. Loud talking or whistling not allowed. You know, the projectors that they sell now, this is a older projector, are high definition and like ultra, what do you call it, 4K. Imagine what you could do with a new projector.
And enjoy all of the more than 75 rides, attractions, and featured shows at Texas' top spot for entertainment.
You can join the musical fun at the Crazy Horse or take a ride on the Texas train, which circles the 115-acre Family Recreation Center located midway between Dallas and Fort Worth.
You get combination tickets which entitle you and every member of your family to free main-gate admission to Six Flags, to ride all the rides and see all the shows as often as you desire, plus meal and souvenirs.
You'll dine on gourmet food and stay in one of the 308 luxurious rooms at the Inn of the Six Flags.
Now, here are the details.
Now, people don't know about this older Little Orphan Annie, which I bet is on YouTube. I need to look this up. That's cool.
October is National Movie Month, when the best of the newest movies will be shown at your favorite theater. Join the world and share the romance, color, adventure, hilarity, excitement, and splendor
The Chic.
movies during National Movie Month. Be here in October. It's National Movie Month.
It was wild to just find those letters the first time I ever communicated with Joe Riley. That's something else. I guess I'd forgotten how exactly I'd met Joe Riley. I knew that I knew Eddie Holland first. Eddie Holland and Joe Riley had done a public access show about Japanese monsters and superheroes. And they had just finished doing that when I first met Eddie Holland, who was who was selling whole mountains of toys. And a mutual friend introduced us and told you know, he said, "Hey, this guy's selling tons of toys." And then this guy Eddie Holland collected the Kamen Rider, the Japanese cyborg guys that look like crickets that ride around on motorcycles, and he collected that. And then his partner in that show, which was called Monster Attack Team, Joe Riley, collected Ultraman. And so they got together on that show, and it was a great show. I've got it on VHS somewhere. It would probably be great up on YouTube. And then they had a falling out, and I met Joe Riley sent me those letters, but he wasn't friends with Eddie Holland at that time. And then I worked with Joe Riley on that Hypnotic Eye show, and then he just stopped returning my calls. I guess he was angry with me about something, and maybe because I asked him too many times to build model kits, or he might have just it could be anything. But anyway, so I lost touch with him for a good number of years, and then somehow we contacted each other on MySpace, right? And we talked on there, and we made up after 10 years. Let's see. Yeah, after like 10 years we made up, and we were going to go to a Universal Monsters convention, and then the next day I got a phone call from another friend saying, "Hey, did you hear Joe Riley died last night?" So I may have been the last person to talk to Joe Riley, because we talked on the computer, made plans, and then he passed away later that evening. So it's still, I think that's one of those things where God somehow, or angels somehow worked that out so that, you know, the last contact I had with him was positive and good, and that's weird stuff. Yeah, I got tons of these. I don't know if this is even interesting you guys or not. Maybe I could, maybe you guys could tell me down at the bottom whether or not this is like really boring. Because if so, then you know, if it isn't, people are interested in this. I got enough here to go for a lot longer. You know, just all these are just like stuff that was printed from computer. This would be interesting for me to, I think, if I was watching this on YouTube, I'd be fascinated, but I'm not sure. I know I'm a little bit weirder than most people. These are cool little things made out of naga hide called nagas. I think I'm a little different from the average person, so you tell me if this is fascinating content or not. Handwriting analyzed. I like the misspelling at the top. Handwriting analyzed. This would be good. The failure of man. This would be good to frame. This one I've got more than one copy. I printed this out for Triumphant Trump. It was all bullshit when he was acquitted of that impeachment. "1948 Donut Queen." Now it turns out all that stuff, you know, he wanted to leave Afghanistan. And they said, well, the Russians are paying the Taliban to kill American soldiers, and so you should not leave Afghanistan. And so they stayed, and Trump said, no, that's not true. And then it turns out, well, now Biden's wanting to leave Afghanistan, and then they're saying, oh, well, you know, that wasn't true. That wasn't actually true. What about that? So, okay, so they were lying. The military-industrial complex was lying because they did not want Trump to take the soldiers out because they were making too much money keeping them there in harm's way. So, yeah, that's come out now. That all that Rachel Maddow and all those people on MSNBC saying that Trump was a traitor for wanting to take soldiers out. Look at that bedspread. That wasn't true. So, but these journalists couldn't be bothered to actually do real research, could they? Yeah. Unbelievably. Oh, here's a picture of Uncle Creepy. Isn't that cool? I gotta frame that, man. How could I not frame that? As above, so below. This is a cool ad. It's for the Rosicrucians. There's so much great stuff. Man, I'm gonna hold off and see if you guys are even enjoying this. See, you know, if anyone even gets to the 2 hour and 6 minute mark, and if they do, they tell me they're enjoying it. Then if so, I'll show you more of this stuff. I gotta go through it anyway. I figure I might as well do it on camera, and provide hopefully enjoyable content. Oh my gosh. Look at this lamp. That's my wife's lamp. There. Well, by tomorrow I should have this room almost in tip-top shape where I can kind of show you around.
Steve Allen here to show you that Patrick Bell's Space Age Stereo offers the most perfectly balanced stereophonic production. You hear the direction of the sound. You almost see musicians in their locations on the bandstand. For example, now I'm over here. Now I'm on this side.
All right, what do I have to do here?
And here I am in the center. And now for a musical demonstration of stereophonic separation from both sides. Let's listen to Lawrence Welk, just as if we were right there at the Hollywood Bowl.
All right. I think that I should take my little dog out for a walk. Don't worry, I won't show her pooping this time. That was very childish last time. I am aware of that. Oh, I need to shut the projector off. This is the projector up here. Actually, I think I need to dust it a little bit. Okay. It's beautiful weather outside, and I like to take a walk myself. Plus, I got a lot of weight to lose. I need to turn the light off in here too. Hey, Drew, you want to go for a walk? Drew, you want to go for a walk? Let me get my walking shoes on. Well, it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. You know, it's very special to have a neighbor like you. Hey, Drew. We're going to go to the Magic Kingdom now. All right, Drew. Let's take a walk around the neighborhood and see how the citizens of Grotuville are faring. The fools. Well, it is quite beautiful here in Grotuville today. Nice spring day. 2 more days till my birthday. Come on, Drew. Look at that blue sky. Not a cloud in the sky. I won't be surprised if it's a dream. Not even any chemtrails. Gotta mow the lawn. Anybody want an old PT Cruiser that doesn't drive? Needs a new alternator? I'm gonna probably call the junk shop. The fucking Let's go this way, Drew. I'll probably call like a junkyard tomorrow. See if maybe someone will give me $100 for it. But Drew is scared by hoodlums on motorcycles. The loud noises terrify her. Let's go this way, Drew. Come on, Drew. Come on, Drew. Come on, Drew. found a little baby toy shark here on the dirt. I think Drew wants to go back the other way. Guess I'll be back tomorrow. Take care, guys.